Hi everyone, hello. Did I scare you? There's like everyone here like, wow, what happened? Oh gosh, what a day. Today is very exciting, I have to say. You know, this bits here that you see, there's three little chairs here. Well, you'll see later. We have important guests coming, and we have an exciting afternoon here in Milan. We have an exciting afternoon in Epsom as well, as people are busy releasing the big first episode of Stargate. Before we get to that, I have a lot of things to say. I've got a lot of notes, and I want to anti-spoiler Shards is not in yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to show up at some point. I'm pretty sure he will. Mordante, where were you last week? Please let us know, because you have to admit that I have to admit a live stream without you asking about Field of Glory is a bit of a letdown. Overslept. This is not acceptable at all. Righty, so what we have today. Right, this week has been interesting because we started the week with a mission. Michele was going to stay in the office for the whole week without going back home every night. And we almost achieved the mission, except that he went back home yesterday and he worked from home on Wednesday. So almost that. On Monday, what happened? On Monday, we managed to have him stay in the office for a live stream we did for Rule the Waves 3. And what happened was basically that we did a contest that was dedicated to ship design, and the ship design contest was so successful. We had over 100 entries for the contest itself, 66 uniques. It was very big, so much so that we had a big important jury to give away the awards. That was, of course, composed by our very own brand manager Liam Rudniski, and a big thank to the other judges, Drakini Fiel and Das Tactic, and Brother Monroe, who was unfortunately sick at the time of the live stream, but still he was present in many other ways. Let me check back here, because I did something completely stupid here. I want to see the chat, and I pressed the button. I pressed the wrong button. So anything you wrote on the chat asking questions so far, I immediately cancelled. So ask the questions again if you want to. So the Rule the Waves. What I want to say about Rule the Waves, the game is actually on sale. You probably noticed on Steam. It's on sale for the full week, for the whole week. It's just an incredible game. It was on Monday. The game made it back up onto the top 100 best-selling games on Steam, and it's still going very strong. It's incredible, and so thank you for supporting this awesome product. And if you haven't bought it yet, just try out the Steam sale. I think it's got a 20% discount. On top of it, there's other games. Flashpoint Campaigns is also on sale on Steam right now, and Decent Worlds 2 is also on sale. So make sure that Shards is here. So I will have to be very careful about what I say. So head over to Steam if you want Rule the Waves, Distant Worlds, and Flashpoint Campaigns. Another big thing that happened this week, yesterday in particular, was the release of the first episode of the new season of the Geek Recipe. Do we have this trailer thing? We can show it again. Hi, and welcome back to Geek Recipe. Welcome back to our kitchen.
Buongiorno, Marco.
Buongiorno.
Come stai?
This is terrible.
I see. Surfing? What the fuck?
Smells good at least.
No, insulting. For what we have, it's very good. That's awesome. And by the way, the first episode is, you can find it on YouTube now. It's with David Mullick, the creator and producer of big games, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, of course, the best-selling strategy game, the most played old strategy game ever, probably. If you head over to Steam and see how many people still playing that game, it's just amazing. How many fans there are about that huge game. And he's also done Vampire the Masquerade, the first game. It's interesting because in this episode we actually talk about this Vampire the Masquerade game, delivery, and how hard it was to make it. And David was pulled into the production of that game kind of late into the process to sort of almost like save it. And it's interesting, the insights about that and all the stuff he says about, there's a David Mullick Star Trek game somewhere. But it's never been released, which I find amazing. It says that at least 10 of his games were never released. And it's interesting considering how good he is at making games. I just find it amazing. So if you want to know more about it, head over to our YouTube channel. It's a half-hour episode, and we cook some melanzane alla parmigiana, which is eggplant parmesan, and it's parmigiana di melanzane. Now, gosh, it's like, in the office we have like people from the north of Italy, people from the south of Italy. So we constantly argue about all sorts of important things, but the most important stuff to argue about is how to cook and how to do anything related to cooking. So yeah, if you like it, just head over to the YouTube channel, and you'll see that episode there. Thank you for linking the link. I'm just checking the chat. I've seen a question about Battle Sector. There's no news about Battle Sector today, York Dog, but there will be very soon. And we sent over one thing for approval today, and as soon as it is approved, we can start talking about it. Correct, Shards? Pineapple on pizza. Again, are we going back to the pineapple on pizza thing? Some Battle Sector news. I wish I could give you some Battle Sector news. Right, so I've got more news about Master of Magic, though. If you want Master of Magic, we have an update. It's been released today. Or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Halloween update for Master of Magic. We released. It's a pretty big update. It's free because we love you, because we love you all. Master of Magic Halloween update has new content. There's new gameplay features. There's a lot of new cool things, and of course there's very scary new characters you can play with because it's Halloween. So I think it's the first time we do something specifically for Halloween in one of our games. Of course, Halloween doesn't match with World War II or the American Civil War or Napoleonic or anything. So for once we have a fantasy game, we can do some pretty scary stuff. So we'll the guys at Muha Games have come up with very cool things. Two new wizards. Characters you can find on Master of Magic. Necromancy. Big fan of Vampire the Masquerade. I used to play that back in the day. Actually, one of the things that I was noticing about Vampire the Masquerade, whilst we were like looking at footage of that, it's just it aged very well. For being an old game, it does still play well, and it's actually looking good. It's for games that are you know, 3D, so you kind of, you can actually see the you know how far the 3D technology went and so on. But that game did age very, very well as well. So sent to approval with GW regarding Battlestar. So yes, exactly, yes. We need to do more April Fool's updates. I'm kind of, it's like exclamation marks for me. I don't know about April Fool stuff. It's kind of boring. Everyone does an April Fool thing. Everyone knows it's an April Fool's thing, and I don't see the point. But we can do an April Fool thing in December and see how that comes out, just for jokes. Edmund, any news about Broken Arrow? Are you joking? Edmund asking if there's news about Broken Arrow. Okay, I'll give you some news about Broken Arrow later then. You mean that you haven't spotted the ones that we already have done? I know Edmund puts a lot of effort into his April Fools. Are we still on the... by the way, guys, we have a mission for you. We have a fundraising thing going on. We've got Michele here in the office. I got an email today from Enzo. Enzo asked if we can get a new computer for Michele because Michele is doing all the editing and his machine can't cope with all the rendering of the videos. And I said, well, we'll ask the community if they can send us over some money. And maybe we can pay for the computers with some of your slits or something like that. So if you guys have any idea on how to make some money for Mickey's computer, then you know, send it over in the chat. Unfortunately, we cannot use any of the funds that we make from selling the games for these purposes. It's just a computer. Who cares? Dark Eldar missing on Gladius. Are they missing from Gladius, Dark Eldar? Are we sure? Sergeant Zidok is selling his computer. You see, that's how we like you guys.
From US.
Where are you based? How much is it to ship it over? Because maybe it's going to be cheaper to buy one, but who knows? We're missing Dark Eldar from Gladius, guys. That's news. What we do about it? Shards, what do we do about it? Do we add Dark Eldar to Gladius at some point? He's playing on words and so on because he's shy. Oh gosh, not cheap. I'm sorry for that. How to donate to Mickey? That, you see, I like how you guys are participating in this. And by the time we have found a solution and Mickey has a new computer, it's going to be time for him to move to another company. No, I'm joking. We love Mickey. He's our one of our best employees, at least in the top 100. What else can I say? Oh, right, we have something about Starship Troopers. Do you want to know about Starship Troopers? How's Bruno doing? Oh, Mordante. You tell me about Bruno. We have, I think we can run like a 2-hour special about Bruno, but let's not get there for the moment. We have, we'll try and have him on one of our tea times in the future. Starship Troopers. You know, we went to, EGX, was it? Yes, EGX. You know, at EGX, we spent a lot of money. That's why we don't have the money to buy a computer to Mickey. And we actually sent Mickey to EGX to record some interviews to players playing the game there for the first time. Starship Troopers, first DLC, Raising Hell. So we recorded the interviews, and Mickey came back very satisfied with the material, and we edited a nice little video with reactions of players playing the Raising Hell. And here's what we came up with.
Can you describe in one word the gameplay experience that you had today?
Overwhelming, brilliant.
It's very interesting.
Authentic.
Thrilling, it really is. It's good. Fun. It's good, very good.
Action-packed.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Intense.
I'd say exciting.
I think I'm going to go with faithful.
I say smooth, yeah.
Epic.
See, Mickey is good at editing these videos, so I have to say that at least the results of his work are pretty evident. No, the reactions were very good, of course. We paid every one of these actors £50 to say that the game was good. Aside of that, of course I'm joking, but the new DLC is really, coming up like a really cool, action-packed piece of content. And I'm really looking forward for you to play it on the 15th of November when it releases. And that's official. It's releasing on the 15th of November. So make sure that you prepare for that release. And it's, what is that? No interview with Mordante? No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. I can't even get shards on my show for 50 notes. I can send you over shards if you want, but he's going to need to drive, so it's not what you pay him, it's the bill for the car and the motorway and the food and everything else. It's kind of, I could, maybe we can run a poll. Do you want shards going to Norway, or do you want to buy a computer for Mickey? That's a good alternative. That was for Starship Troopers. Well, Starship Troopers, make sure that you follow the channel, because we've got more content coming out about Raising Hell, and there's going to be more footage released before the game comes out. The latest is that the game's done. We are working on finalizing the cutscenes, and it's almost there. So we're just about a couple of weeks away from delivering the game. So I'm very excited about it. Un super ciao dall'Italia, Nido59. Ciao Nido59. I'm glad you're here. Stargate. You know, guys, that in about an hour 42 minutes we have a live stream. We have a live stream with some very special guests. You'll see us. It's going to be 3 of us here, and then lots of people coming, joining us on remote. We're going to talk about Stargate, and we're going to talk about Timekeepers, but the goal is really to celebrate Stargate. Stargate was released, the original movie was released 29 years ago today. Well, in 2 days, but it's Saturday, so that's the reason why we're doing it on Thursday is, of course, 2 days before. So we're going to celebrate Stargate. We're going to celebrate, the legacy of Stargate and how it really, changed and influenced a lot of the stuff that is being released today. And we're going to do it with Martin Wood, who's one of the, he's probably, one of the people who've been, for longer time, amount of time with the Stargate SD1 project and beyond. He's been involved in basically every single episode in one way or another. And the cool thing about Martin is that he's got cool anecdotes about a lot of stuff that's happening around producing one of these incredible TV shows. So it's going to be really cool, and I have to say, he's arrived on Tuesday, and we went out for lunch, and we started talking about stuff. He's brought with him a lot of behind-the-scene pictures, and is really, full of really cool anecdotes and stuff. So if you want to stick around, we're going to do this at 6 p.m. UK time. You're going to be able to ask questions to him, questions to the makers of our game as well. So, an interesting experience, I would say, which is not very related to, the strategy games per se, but just interesting, really interesting. I mean, if you fancy asking any question to a director of, one of the most iconic TV shows ever, plus an active director on current TV shows and on current content, understand about what's changed and what's different and all that kind of stuff. Just join us at 6 p.m. and we'll let you ask anything you want. Can he breathe from all the pasta you've been force feeding him? Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he can achieve. He's been pretty good at eating so far. So we'll see. Maybe we're going to spoil something later. Mordante, we're talking about Stargate. Filogori 2 news. Oh, Mordante. If I had a penny for every time you ask about Field of Glory, Michele, at this point, would have a super powerful computer. But it's going to be interesting. So join us later. By the way, he's not going to be the only guest, so there will be other guests as well. Also, we're having Darren Sumner, who's the owner, director, manager of the biggest, largest Stargate community out there. And the conversation is going to be interesting with him as well, because for what we're doing with Stargate is really trying to sort of please an entire community of fans out there. So again, join us later for that. You didn't ask last week. You didn't ask last week because you weren't around, but you were summoned at some point. Terminator. Right, with Terminator we had, we had a demo going out, and about 35,000 people played the demo. It was in the top 50 odd most played demos of the recent Steam Next Fest. We are very pleased about the feedback, and the number of positive comments have been really, really high, I have to say. And as you know, one of the reasons we do these demos is to make sure we collect feedback. And we collect feedback not only because we want to know about what you think about the game and if the game is going to be successful or not, but there's so that we can start working on fixing stuff that you may not have liked, or you may not have, considered, being present in a game like this, or whatever your feedback was. So usually what we do after these things happen is that we try and create some, big pools of feedback and say, okay, a lot of people said this, what can you do about it, and so on. So we have a number of things that we're trying to address between now and the beginning of December, when the game will release. One of the things that a lot of you guys said was that the missions we presented in the demo were like kind of scripted, or too scripted, I would say. The answer here is very simple. The missions you were presented in the demo during the Steam Next Fest were the first 3 missions in the game. So they were kind of scripted, because the idea is that in the first part of the game, you kind of a little bit of a tutorial type thing where, on one side you're trying to learn how to play the game, and on the other side, you get to learn what the story is. So there's a lot of interruptions and dialogues because of that, and there's also lots of interruptions because of you got to learn what to do. So they're kind of simple and fragmented because of that. So what you would expect from the actual full release is that there's going to be much less interruptions when you get into more like action into the action of the game, into the stories unfolding and such. So, for instance, if you want to go and rewatch the recent live stream we've made on Terminator, you will see that the mission that we were playing live was very much not interrupted by stuff happening and story and stuff like that. So that's kind of what you would expect from the later part of the game. The other thing is the nature of the missions. Some missions were a bit too defensive and so on. Again, that's really because we wanted to make these first 3 missions as sort of a learning curve and not being too complex. So it was really about reacting to something that was already happening instead of sort of going ahead and doing stuff. But again, in a later part of the game, that's fixed automatically with the progression of the game itself. There's been some feedback on performance, and we're definitely going to try and fix that before we release. I am like 99% sure that some of these issues were going to be caught anyway before release. But thank you for anyone who gave us all their system specifications so that we can try and track what works and how and where. Of course, when you buy a game, make sure you look at the system requirements. Recent releases with high system requirements have shown us that you really have to read what you need to play a game, what hardware you need to play a game. So make sure you look into that, and we'll make sure that we'll highlight what are the recommended ones and what are the suggested requirements when we release the game. That's, of course, one big important part of this customer-publisher relationship, right? We try our best to be transparent, but the information we release has to be read at some point. And I'm not saying anything wrong here. It's just that it's important that we try our best to sort of give you the relevant information and make sure you read that when the game's releasing. Any more questions here? Am I blabbering? Steel Tigers. There's going to be interesting stuff happening this week as well, because tomorrow we have announcements, right? Do we have announcements tomorrow? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have an announcement tomorrow. Yeah. So there's going to be a game announcement tomorrow. Let's see if you find out what it is, and I will be doing like this, like see if you got it right or not. Yogdog, you already know what it is, right? No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Ha ha ha. Money gone tomorrow. No, we're not releasing something. We are going to announce something. Marco Spido calendar. Ordante, okay. My calendar will be on sale. There's only one copy. If we make enough money for Mickey's computer, okay? I'll do a calendar, but only if we make enough to, have him make one of these great reaction videos. Kingdoms? That's been already announced. Something that you... Maybe, I don't know, like a sequel or something, or something. I mean, just think about it. Field of Glory 3, Battle Academy 3, lots of threes. Maybe it's the wrong number. Who knows? I should shut up. I should definitely shut up. Otherwise, Shards is going to come at me again. Tomorrow's... you want to know? Strategic Command 2. Well, Yogdog, Strategic Command is already number 3, I think, this one, right? because there's the classic, which was already number 2 of a strategic command that was released before. So I think it's got to be number 4, the next one, I think. Hell 2. Wow. I could have never even think about it. Just yeah, Charles, you're right. It's very old school stuff. The streaming schedule. You want to know the streaming schedule? After this, we have at 6 p.m. UK time a Stargate celebration with Mr. Moustache, Teba, and Martin Wood, and some other very cool guests. Empire Earth 4. Yes, I wish. That and Age of Rifles 2. Tomorrow we have Richard York playing Distant Worlds 2, Quamino and Gizurians at 6 p.m. We have Das playing Master of Magic, the Halloween update at 8 p.m. And we have Yogdog at 10 playing the Demons of Khorne DLC for Battle Sector. See, I've Age of Rifles 2, but because I said it, you know it's not going to be that, right? Rise of Nations, Sanctus Reach. It's interesting because you know your diverse takes on what we're going to announce tomorrow give us ideas on what to do next. Star Guest for Stargate. That's a cool one. Yeah. Even Star Guest for Star Wars or Star Trek or Starfield. Could be anything. Monday, for Matrix Monday, we have our very own Kushan playing Command Showcase at 4:15. Sergeant Z-Dog plays Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm at 6:15. And XTRG plays Combat Mission Fortress Italy at 8:15. Das Tactic is playing on Tuesday for a Halloween celebration, Master of Magic Halloween update as well. That's the streaming schedule. Now, between now and 6 p.m. UK time, we're going upstairs and we're going to sort of finalize the live stream for Stargate. If you got any question or anything, save it for later. Of course, Stargate related, but there's going to be a lot of stuff to answer, and I'm going to be, trying to drive the conversation there with myself and Teba as well, who's going to be with me to host this event. October is horror month. Right, we shall still decide what to do in November with our beards, right? That we were supposed to do like a challenge or something, and we never spoke about it again. So next week I'm going to be connecting from Paris for Paris. I'm going to be there for Paris Games Week. So there's going to be also an interview linked to tomorrow's announcement. Am I correct? Yeah, and so that's going to be next week. About on Thursday, I'm going to be there. We're going to also to give you more news about Broken Arrow multiplayer demo soon, which is now, and looking at the news I'm seeing on the internal conversations, getting to the point where it's finally going to almost happen. And can't wait for January. Yes. By the way, I've seen someone saying, "Oh my gosh, what just happened? Are you okay?" The guys are weird. They're not like, they're smiling. That something happened, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. This is very cool. Usually it's growing a mustache for the November thing. Okay, right, but yeah, I mean, what did I? No shave November, no shower December. Gosh. Yeah, we should probably think about moving on about that. Okay, and my calendar, by the way, guys. So we'll preview the calendar next week, and we'll put it out for an auction, and whoever gets it, remember that you're funding Mickey's new computer. I will see you later at 6 p.m. And before that, take care, and hopefully you're going to enjoy some cool Stargate stuff later on. See you, bye.
The attraction towards new experiences is powerful. Alienware gear isn't made to resist that pull. It's made to accelerate it, to transport you to new places where you can embrace difference and leave familiar behind, bringing you ever closer to the ultimate experience. See you on the other side.